Okay, the mic is on. Had a little trouble figuring out how to link that to journals. Alright, so welcome. I'm going to turn my chat on. So let's see how to do that. Wendy Wonka, issue 2, chapter 2 of issue 2 of chapter 2 is coming out pre-order today. I'm working on the last page that's going to be included in the pre-order pack. Let's see, where's the live streaming? Need that chat. Where's that chat? Hey, Zach the Thunder King is back. Okay. The pre-order will be up today. It will be tonight, actually. I've got to finish coloring this page, and then we'll be putting it up. Okay, so I've got the chat up here. If you have any questions, you can just send them my way. And I'm going to leave all music off just in case, so you can leave music playing in the background. I'm not going to say too much unless you have a question. Alright, so here it is. This page is getting colored. So as you can see, the way I do it is I try to get like one color. When I select that color, I work that color on the page. Like I select her jacket, and then I color her jacket all across the page. Alright, so this jacket's the wrong color. I'll fix that. Alright, so now I'm going to color her jacket on every panel. And then we'll move on from there. Will there be a link to pre-order this on DeviantArt? The answer to that is yes. I'm going to be putting up a picture, the cover, the alternate cover for this issue, and all the pre-order information is going to be in the description for that. So just keep an eye on DeviantArt tonight, and you're going to see it. After Wendy Wonka, are you going to continue the Fertility Goddess comic? The Goddesses of Fertility comic is a series that we're doing. We've only done one issue so far. Yeah, I think I might even continue it before Wendy Wonka ends. Maybe. It might be better to just finish Wendy Wonka and then get back to Goddesses of Fertility. But yeah, I do plan on doing more for Goddesses of Fertility, and I also plan on finishing Sanders and Stepsisters. Let's see, we got one more coat to do. Sanderson Stepsisters issue 14, the final issue, will be done this year. And I'm going to finish that series before I do issue 3 of Wendy Wonka. So that will be after Tales 8. Alright. So we'll go Wonka, Chapter 2, Issue 2, which I'm working on right now. Then Tales 8. Then Sanderson Stepsisters 14. And for Christmas, I'm thinking about doing a little single one-off comic. Hey, whatever the effer. Thank you. I'm really pleased with how all the pages are looking so far. And I'm very excited to get to the cow scenes, the farm. I've got the first 2 pages of the farm scene penciled, yeah. And now I've just got to finish coloring this and get pre-order out, and then I'll get back to it. Alright, let's see. Let's bring this out here. Just look like Neo Anderson over here. She is the one. Alright, let's do her shirt now. What is the most quotable quote from The Matrix? Mr. Anderson. Mr. Anderson. Okay. Actually, that would probably be skin shown right there, but we'll just do shirt. Why not? This would definitely be skin. Unless it's tucked in. Let's see. We're gonna finish Wonka down here. I'll show you how I do her. This is a really nice effect you can do with multiply layers. So I'll show you my layers. I'm gonna extend this out right here. Alright, so to get the effects I use with Wonka's shirt, you can see it right here. Use, 3 layers. First I do all of it pink, and then I grab this color for the stripe, put in the stripe, and next I fill in the middle value. Now I get a multiply layer. Choose a kind of a purplish mid value, and it goes right across the stripe. Actually, let's just... Alright, now in a normal layer, we'll do the highlight with this 19 brush, white. Alright. Okay, Wonka is almost done. Let's give this a darker tone. Alright, Wonka's done. Let's do cowboy boots. I could do a design on these cowboy boots, but I don't know if I will. And for the sake of time, I'll just let's make the contrast. I don't have that on there. Contrast. All right. just finish everybody in this last panel. A little more pinkish. Okay. Let's see here. I want this to be a little bit whiter. So yeah, about the journal where I talked about getting surgery. I did get surgery, and I was really worried about the surgery. I had really good doctors and surgeons working on me, so that was reassuring. I almost did not, because my insurance wanted me to go to some back alley place, it seemed like. I'm a very unusual patient, because I just have a huge medical history. But that's pretty much why I was worried about the surgery, is that I've had a lot of work done to me. But everything turned out. I had this weird superstition kind of thing that I was going to die when I was 33, and I got put in like a room to get ready for the surgery, and the room they put me in was 33, and I was like, oh gosh, what does that mean? That really kind of made me think like, this could be it. Maybe I won't wake up. All right, so but I'm doing good now. Surgery went well. Had some complications after. If you were following me along then, you know that what happened. I was in the hospital like 3 weekends in a row and get out on Monday, then go back on Friday because something new was going on. But all that got ended when we found out what was causing me to have problems. Alright. And now I'm good. Okay, so in this issue, we are getting a cow TF. We're getting 2 cow TFs. And if you know my style, you know I don't like to do like repetitive things. If I'm going to do something, I'm going to try to do it in a way that I haven't done it before. Or I'm going to try to do it in a new light, add something a little bit different to it. Because I don't want to just repeat the same kind of transformation that I've done in a previous comic or something like that. So there are going to be 2, and they're each going to be a little different. And B Ridge is actually the guy who wrote the transformations. He is whatever Teffer, and he was on chat. I don't know if he's still there. So shout out to whatever Teffer if he is still there. But he is the writer of the cow transformations. The way that happens, we've kind of collaborated. There he is. Whatever Teffer's still here. Good. Oh, well, thank you, Overwatch Lord. Yes, I'm doing good, and I am having a weird thing happen with my forefinger and my middle finger. Like, I've been having this really weird, like, nerve pain in just those 2 fingers. It feels like I hit my funny bone, and it just kind of like it comes and goes in those 2 fingers. I don't know what's going on. I hope it's not like carpal tunnel syndrome or arthritis or something like that, because that'd be devastating. Probably gonna need to get checked out by a doctor soon. Alright, let's get the multiply layer. Anytime you have like a design on your like a piece of clothing you're working on, and then you want to shade the whole thing, it's best to go on a multiply layer. So let's go right around there. 80. That way it shades everything. We'll give it a little bit of a embezzlement, or bevel, not embezzlement. Alright. And I also have been working on creating my own patterns. If you use the fill tool and you select pattern, you can change what pattern you want. So let's try this new layer. And you see that's like a really huge pattern. So if you want to make the pattern smaller, you go to layer, fill layer, new fill layer, sorry, pattern, pattern fill, yeah. Alright, and now we're going to change the scale right here. It goes about right there. And this is a little tricky. I had a little trouble the other day trying to figure this out. We'll try rasterizing the layer. And then we'll try twisting it a little bit. And that looks about right. So then we're going to do color burn or overlay maybe. And now you've got a plaid shirt. I've also learned that when you're doing a plaid shirt like this kind of thing, you want to shade it with more intense contrast. It's a little bright blue. It's a little too bright, strong, so we might change that to like it's hard light. Look like nope. Screen, no. Multiply is going to make it really dark. What looks better, that or overlay? I don't know. It's kind of intense. Maybe I can change this hue. There we go. Yeah. See, plaid shirts are really can be really difficult to make it look right. Gradient mesh. No, I don't know about gradient mesh. I don't even know where mesh is. Gradient mesh. Is it under the gradient tool? I'll have to Google that. I don't know anything about gradient mesh. Let's see. I think we've got just about everything colored. This panel is done. Actually, we got this to do. Let's go a little darker. Gradient mesh. All right, let's just move to the previous panel. Get this one done. This next panel should be fun. I want to try something a little interesting with the people in the background. Oh, Illustrator. I do not work in Illustrator. I haven't worked in Illustrator probably for like maybe 10 years ago. I used Illustrator for something. I'm like purely Photoshop. Not that Illustrator's bad. I just, with comics, don't really need it. Have you thought of doing anything for trans repo glue dog again? Well, the Wishing Stones comic, I can remember that one definitely. That was commissioned by Thrandraw. So that was a commission. Let me see. The Wishings. There are the little candies they ate. Is that what? Are you talking about those as well? Because the Wishing Stones, Miss Ariana. I feel like it's Ariana Grande's Wishing Stones or something. Has a name similar to that. It just runs together in my head. But yeah, that was a commission. Okay, yeah, Thrandraw. So the trans repo. What is the trans repo? Okay, Mistress Ariana. Okay. Yeah, I haven't really had a whole lot of time for commissions lately. I'm actually gonna not have commissions this coming round, which I usually would have after a comic, to try to squeeze in as many comics as I can before Halloween. I wanted to get Sanderson's Stepsisters done before Halloween, but there's just no way. That's like 2 big comics in 2 months. So maybe Sanderson's Stepsisters pre-order can be ready by Halloween, but thinking right now, hopefully I can get Tales 8 out in time for Halloween, definitely. Charles Blogspot. Oh, Transformation Repository. Okay. Yes. And the Wishing Stones comic, I remember working on that. That was a fun comic to work on. Where she kind of turns into a chicken lady, laying eggs, and spurting out milk. I'd be happy to work with Durandal again. I've never been in contact with him much since doing that, so I don't know what's going on over there. But I just commissions are kind of on the back burner for me right now. The poodle, teddy bear, and diapered woman. Yeah, I remember that. I don't remember working on that one quite as much for some reason. I just remember the comic one a lot more. Sticks out in my mind. I was watching a video on YouTube the other day about tattoo artists and how they were talking about the craziest stories that they have from working in their business. So I was like, maybe we should do a collection from different transformation artists who do commissions and create a funny video on the most wildest stories we have. I'm sure there's some interesting stories out there. Alright, let's see. Who would you say is your favorite transformation artist on DeviantArt? Besides myself? My favorite transformation art. Somebody asked me this question, I think, in the last live stream. And they said, I don't really have a favorite, but I do really like all the active artists that I follow. I watch on DeviantArt. So if you go into my friends, I guess I think they call them the friends on DeviantArt, the people I watch. Everyone I watch, I've enjoyed their art, and so I hit watch. Let's see. I can't really think of just one. It depends on what type of like realm of fetish too. Alright, I think I've almost got this panel done. Just make her shoes have got either dark or a light sole. Go dark. Do a light little highlight. All right. Zoe's all about the grays. She's a serious kind of girl. No, it's totally okay. That's why I've got chat on. It's fun to chat. The favorite transformation artist, that's a kind of a complicated or an intense question for me because there's so many. If you give me a theme or a type of fetish, then I could probably give a quicker answer for my favorite transformation artist in that subject matter. All right, all these little fixes. All right, we forgot our shoe. Is there any chance we'll see Ryan's mom? You won't see Ryan's mom in this issue, but you will see her soon. We've got like 6 issues to cover, so kind of spreading out the cameos from chapter 1. You can expect a cameo in every issue. All right, we got our shoe. Why is nothing coloring? All right, moving on to the green alien people. All right, so I want them to be dark, and I want the background to be light. This will be the doorway to the farm. So I'm thinking maybe red. So actually let's get this a nice neutral color first. Oops. I'm going to just use 1,000. That looks pretty nice, but I'm going to go a little bit brighter. Yeah, oh, that somebody must have just I must have attracted the wrong person to my profile at some point, and they just went through and was like, I'm gonna report this, I'm gonna report this, I'm gonna report this, and they just went through the gallery just to report stuff. Yeah, like trolls who exist to kind of censor art. They're not probably, they don't work for DeviantArt or anything. They're just like crappy people, probably really conservative. Just, I don't know what kind of people, but probably want to be friends with them. But yeah, somebody just went through the gallery, I'm sure, and just started hitting report on everything that they didn't like, and the DeviantArt bots just they probably lean towards just knocking them out before. The process is probably DeviantArt takes them off, and then you try to fight it if you think it's wrong. And so they're probably more like shoot first, ask questions later kind of thing. Not trolling. Yeah, it's yeah, I agree. So what color are these guys? Let's do like a dark red. And I'll go with black, maybe. I can either gradient up. Let's see what that looks like real quick. Or I can gradient down. I think gradient up is going to be better. Let's see. Dark red. I want to keep it real simple and mostly have them be silhouettes. All right, I think that'll be good for now. Let's just go fix all the little pinholes. Okay. There's some. Oops. The question is, have you thought about sequels to some of your best comics? Like what you did with TF Remote? Oh, well, yeah, I've thought about doing more sequels. All the comics that are in the gallery, like the little 2-page comics and stuff, those are all commissioned comics. Like someone has an idea for the comic, and so they, you know, pay me to draw out their idea for the comic. So when you see like the TF Remote, that is actually someone else's idea that I illustrated for them. Can't take credit for the idea, but usually I have some input and have a little bit of thought that I put into the comic to change it just a little bit. But it's a lot like the Tales contest I do, where you present the story that you want to have made into a comic, and then I'll say like, you know, I don't think this works too well. Why don't I do it this way? And have a little bit of have a brainstorming exercise with you and see what all you want to stay the same and what all could be, you know, slightly changed. There is a comic, The Power Princess. Someone, a lot of people, I shouldn't say someone, but, or a lot of people, there was a couple of ideas in that contest for a Power Princess story. And some of the ideas kind of stayed in my mind. You know, I've never really liked superhero comics, and so I've never really thought about doing a superhero comic. But I thought, after getting these ideas, thinking that would actually be fun to do a superhero comic, incorporate a fetish into it, and have it just kind of be adventurous and funny and also hot at the same time, like sexy. So, okay, let's see. Well, thank you for coming by and chatting. Okay, so in the process of working backwards, like we're doing, I'm going to start on this panel right here. I'm going to see if angling the canvas changes the direction of the pattern at all. Let's see. A new layer. It does. I think. Maybe. You know, he didn't really miss anything. We've been able to color all this bottom part, and now we're working our way up to the blueberry for the finale. Okay, so that's weird. Why does it look different there? It looks, is that just me, or does that look darker to you? What's going on there? Ah, okay. Where's that coming from? It is. It's the same. That's so weird. I gotta get to the bottom of this. Alright, so it's only showing up when I... That is so weird. Maybe it's a fruit? Anyway, I'll just fix it. My guess is it's probably a fruit that we're only seeing like the center of the fruit. Let's cut that out right there. This pattern is not perfect. It's like all of us. Imperfect. Okay, so now I'm going to do soft light. And gradient. Alright. So now I'm going to draw some juice stains, I guess. I'm going to use this 9 brush. Just slightly purple. I think I'll use this layer. What is this layer? There's nothing on this layer. Alright, so I don't want this juice to be too strong. I just want it to be like stains. I'm going to use this brush to have some spots. Let's go back to the 12. Like how a spot's kind of running down. Alright, so we got it running down. Okay, that's good enough for me. I might blur this a little bit. It's a little too much in focus. Okay. Cool. It will be ready by tonight. Pre-order will be out tonight. As soon as I finish coloring this, pre-order will go out. It is 4:20 here. Exactly 4:20. That's odd. Alright, door. Let's go darker. I noticed Serenity is on Netflix right now. I watched it the other night while I was coloring. That movie's like really not so good, but very enjoyable. I think maybe it's the voice acting, well, the vocals, or some of the acting is bad, but it's actually an enjoyable movie. I think I've watched that movie like three or four times. The leaf in the wind part. 4 million people, and they'll just let themselves die. There's a dubstep song to that little quote. All pulled. What's a Gandalf? They all just let themselves die. Yeah, now I understand. Yes. All right. Let's take multiply off. Oh crap. It's working on multiply later. Alright. Yes, Lord of the... Man, I can't believe Lord of the Rings is like... How old is that? That's like 15 years old or something. The movie, actually, not the book. Let's fix some pinholes. Yeah, I feel old too. I remember being so amazed by Lord of the Rings. I got really caught up in that whole phase. You were bored in Lord of the Rings? I was amazed by all the work that went into the creation of the special effects and the set pieces and stuff. I still am pretty impressed with that. That's... They spared no expense. Alright. So we're moving on to the Blueberry Mother. Yeah, I liked all the set pieces they created. And I don't know, for years after watching that movie, anytime you go on a hike, it's like, oh, this feels like Lord of the Rings. Every hike. Alright, so let's work on the mother. I made her light blue. Just easily selectable. I'll darken her now. Okay. See, where's the light coming from? Maybe do a upper lighting for a scary scene. Get her. shape-shifting Marvel character. Now she's on a mission. I guess that's like you're describing Mystique. Isn't that the blue shapeshifter? I should know this. I don't know why I'm blanking. IQUE, and it's mist with a Y. Let's see here. I think the X-Men are my favorite Marvel comic series. Let's get a airbrush. Yes, Mystique. That's how you spell it. I liked the X-Men so much, like the comic book X-Men, that I bought the original X-Men trilogy. Like, is it Bryan Singer who did them? And I immediately regretted it once putting them in. So if you want to buy the original X-Men trilogy, just think twice. Don't make my mistake. They're not very good movies. They were like some of the first comic book movies that were coming out back in the day. Yeah. The theme song to the X-Men is like one of the best theme songs ever. Alright. Dude, theme songs used to be really good. I have not I've not heard like a really good a good theme song recently, but maybe that's just because I'm not into that culture or different cartoons and stuff. Do you guys know of any good theme songs? Jean Grey in the 90s series. Yeah, she's just kind of like a joy kill. Alright, well, I need this big soft brush. A makeup brush. I've not heard One Punch Man's theme song. I just learned what One Punch Man is maybe like a month ago when I watched a Cracked YouTube video. Not Cracked, Wisecrack. They were going into the philosophy and the thoughts behind the creator's thoughts behind the series. It looks like a good show. The last win is the Blueberry Girl back here. And I don't know. This might be the last time we see her. I would not mind putting her in the story again, because she's one of my favorite characters from Chapter 1. pops. uh, yeah, maybe. The reason she would pop if we do make her pop is because the factory just continues malfunctioning and no one can fix the factory fast enough. So she would pop near the end just to show how crazy things are in the factory. And, I would enjoy seeing the mother when pops, if that happens. I think that would be my interest. See her reactions. Just kind of like seeing her freak out and just completely lose her world and what that would cause her to do. It's like her daughter's the only thing she cares about. What happens when she sees her blow up in her relieved? Maybe she would be relieved. Be like, oh, okay. I guess I'll go home then. No, I think she would do something really drastic. Like, she would get vicious towards someone. She would become like a new supervillain. I'm probably using too much detail in this panel, so I need to speed things along. Candyman. Yeah, Wendy Wonka versus Wynn's mother. I think Wendy Wonka is going to have a lot of enemies by the end of this chapter. That's the thing with power. You need to hold on to your power if you keep making enemies. Alright, so almost done with this blueberry. Let's give her a little bit of a red tone, like she's really angry. I'm going to put it on a different layer just in case. I think that looks good. Yeah, she really does. It's like she fell into the toxic barrel. Just kind of lightly scatter this brush. Alright, so I want this dress to look very, very much like latex, I think. So probably need to do a stronger contrast. Need to remember where the light source is. Could just kind of use red as the highlight. Let's use a 12 and 19. Looks a little odd. That's better. Alright, where do the characters get their clothes from? Yeah, something to just stay with them. Do you mean like her giant underwear or that kind of thing? Clothes are a weird thing in comics and, you know, movies. I guess in stories like this, they become their almost like a uniform or their characters' clothes, and when they change clothes, it's like they become a different person. Yeah, stretchy. Someone needs to do like a Mythbusters on stretching underwear in comics. That would be an awesome video. Remember one time we performed an experiment to see how much water a garbage sack could hold, like a black garbage sack, the industrial garbage sacks, and that was interesting. It could hold a lot, 80 gallons I think. Alright, I think she's done. Well, not her underwear. Probably need some underwear stains. Where's a good brush for that? Let's go on the multiply layer. A trash bag hot air balloon. Yeah, I bet that didn't go too well. The other day, a hot air balloon went right over our house. Like, it touched our trees. Turns out it was our neighbors getting a ride, but it was really cool. What is going on? Oh, okay. I want a trash bag hot air balloon. That'd be fun. Okay, so light source is above. Oh crap. Oh boy. By the time I get to the last panel, I'm gonna be like, alright, I'm ready to be done with this. But I don't think hot air balloons. Well, I guess you need a spotter car, but hot air balloons use propane, I thought. Or do they not? Oh, it is. Alright. Okay. Getting real close to the final panel. Alright. See you later, Heavy Sketch. Have a good day too. Alright. I think I'm gonna need to Take a quick bathroom break before starting that final panel. watched a video the other day about what happened to a woman after she drank 3 gallons of water. What happened to her brain? It's not good things. It reminded me of my Sanderson stepsisters comic issue 3. Alright, now for the highlights. I'm gonna go upstairs and see that it's dark outside. Like, I spent my day working on this. There goes my Saturday. Alright. Ooh. Alright, now she needs the anger. Let's give her kind of purplish lips too. Forgot her fingers. Hey, amazing. It's a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece. We're working on the blueberry girl right now. Giving a little bit of shading. I think she turned out good. A little softer. And there we go. She's done. She's an angry blueberry. Alright. So, got some pinholes here. I'm going to tap those. And we are to the final panel. Alright, I've got to go use the bathroom before starting on this panel. And I'm going to save it. I'll be back in just a moment. I'm going to go ahead and just leave the stream running. So that way I don't have to restart it. Be right back. Alright, I'm back. I'll make sure to make this butt pop. want to be a hard edge. Oops. Got to figure out where to eat for dinner tonight. Do not have an idea where to eat. You know where you want to eat dinner tonight?
I'll let you play.
All right. You're talking animals. Yes, there are talking animals in this. There's going to be a pig and cows. And those are the only animals, I think. Actually, I want to get this pretty dark back here. There's an actress that this lady reminds me of. I'm trying to think of what actress she is. I think she was in I Heart Huckabees or something. Some obscure movie like that. Maybe in Little Miss Sunshine. Maybe. No. Here. I'll give you a bite.
Jonathan, I don't know where the wood is that we had in that for that bed to put the mattress on.
I think it's on our mattress.
What am I supposed to do now?
Oh wait, no, not that one. I don't know where that is. Is that good? The cacao bean is what you use to make chocolate. Bye bye.
Olivia, come here. Daddy's working on a deadline. Come on, upstairs. Let's go. Olivia, come help Mommy find this wood.
Actually, slight. Let's turn that flow down. That's better. for stains. Okay, stepping back, I think that looks good. Just need to do the shading on these designs. Let's see if we can make this look any better. I think the multiply is a little strong. Let's kind of erase all that multiply layer. That looks better. Okay, now let's get to the blueberry. I'm gonna finish this blueberry and then head out for dinner. Oh, that's alright. I was just saying I'm gonna finish the blueberry up here and then I'm gonna have to head out for dinner. I'll come back. I'll come back and finish up and put the pre-order out. Alright. big. Actually, let's go with consistent.
I want two bees. Please. Please, I want two bees. I want two bees.
You got? Can you bring me the remote?
Yeah. Here you go, Dad.
All right, thank you. Doobie. Doobie.
Come here. Come here, come try it. Come try your bed. Come here, let's see if it's too tall. You can, but I want to show you something. Come here. I'm gonna show you something. Look.
All right, the microphone is back. Had a little bit of a problem there. Okay. We are coloring the big blueberry, and then I'm gonna head out for dinner. I think I've been coloring this page for 2 to 3 hours now. All right, zooming in. I think this is looking good so far. This is page 8. This will be the last page in the pre-order pack. Going to be 8 pages in pre-order. And 17 pages total in the comic, I think. We might run into 18 pages. draw all these little crease lines. Alright, do a little bit of a soft edge down here. Yeah, I'm about in desperate need of a lunch, or yeah, I didn't really eat lunch, so definitely in need of a dinner break. So once I finish this blueberry, gotta get the highlights in now. Get the highlight reel. I'm just gonna airbrush right on top of that belly button. In modeling, that's what they call appreciating, I think. I've got my flow turned on really low. The boobs. I need to blur this up here. Just decrease. Looking good. Actually, this needs to be softer. Just get a small brush, sharp highlight. small highlight there on the belly button. I think that makes it look like it's really tight. I'm going to use a small one over here on the leg. Yeah. Okay. I think this blueberry is almost done. Gotta color her face and her clothes. Look at this. I inked with the like a gray color. I have to go over that to make it look right. Okay, now for a light color. Let's go snag that color. Now let's. Oh. Oh, I'm having like hunger pains. It is just about time to go grab dinner. Okay, so to address your question, Fateful, this is not the last blueberry. I had like a complete memory lapse or something. I was it was a late night or something. I was not thinking when I made that video. It's not the last blueberry I'll ever draw. We were talking earlier, trying to figure out if this giant blueberry Win is going to reappear in the chapter 2, and it's possible. We were talking about maybe having her blow up or pop. What the mother would do if she saw her daughter pop. Also in issue 3, the very next issue that I'm going to be working on, there's definitely another blueberry transformation. So yeah, I don't know what I was thinking with saying that was the last one. This series, the Wendy Wonka series, will be the last series that has blueberries for a while. So, you know, Win and whoever else becomes a blueberry in this chapter, that's the last of the blueberries for a while. Alright, I think I'm just going to touch up a few of these pinholes right here and then head out for some dinner. I'll do these metal things later. I am so hungry. I'm earning my food today. Okay. I think all the pinholes have been filled. Oh, cool. Yeah, so if you do have feedback on chapter 2, it's always appreciated. We are going to have a little hiatus from Wendy Wonka. I'm going to be getting out. Probably won't get back to Wendy Wonka until January. What's my plans? I've got Tales 8 is next, and then after that is Sanderson Stepsisters. Going to be working to conclude that series. And then we'll get back to Wonka, issue 3. Okay. Said okay. Oh, yes. The audiobooks. Yeah, I'd love to hear what you thought about chapter 2. It gets kind of confusing with all the all the Wonka's references. I don't know if you ever hear me say it in my videos, but I'll be like, I just say, I get totally confused and say the wrong thing. Alright. But yeah, I would appreciate any audiobook, what was, I'm not thinking straight. Any audiobook feedback? Yeah. Chapter 3 is coming out for the audiobook. Let's see, not next week, but the next week. And chapter 3 is my favorite so far. And I actually liked the just audio only version of chapter 3. I've been able to hear that version, and I was like, I don't think it really needs any sound effects or music, but they're gonna add in some at the beginning and end, and maybe 1 or 2 spots in between, but the audio portion of it has not the vocal portion of it has gotten really good, and I enjoyed hearing all the yeah, the reading of the cow stuff is interesting, but the way she does it, she does a really good job in like snapping back to another character's voice really well, so it feels real. It feels realistic, and it feels like it doesn't need sound effects. And yeah, so the cow mooing parts are pretty fun to listen to. All right, guys, thanks for stopping by and watching. I do need to go out and get some dinner, and then I'll be back to finish up the rest of the juicing room, and then I'll put pre-order out. So I'm guessing like 9 o'clock tonight, it'll all be done and out. Stay on the lookout for the alternate cover to go up in DeviantArt. Alright guys, make sure to save. And I'm out, so I'll see you later. Thanks for coming.